Welcome to the lineup. I'm Megan McDonald. We are in beautiful Orem, Utah for the WAC Cross Country Championships this weekend. The men run the 8K at 9 a.m. on Saturday and the women run the 5K at 10 a.m. Both Utah Valley men and Seattle U women looking to repeat. Can't wait to see how that turns out. Without further ado though, let's take a look at this week's top stories. We'll kick things off with women's soccer in a matchup that we've all been waiting for the WAC regular season title, Seattle U against Utah Valley. The Wolverines can claim the regular season title with a victory in Seattle, but the Redhawks earn the championship with a tie or a win. UVU is only 1 point behind Seattle U, 23-22, so the Wolverines have nothing to lose in this game. Utah Valley leads the WAC in goals, assists, and points, and the team ranks 8th nationally in all 3 of those categories. Now, Seattle U, on the other hand, is seeking its 3rd straight WAC title and has not lost a single match since August. They have 12 shutouts this year, 5 in their last 6 games, and have averaged over 3 goals a game in WAC play. Earlier this season, the game between the two teams ended in a 1-1 draw, so we'll see how this one plays out. But no matter what, we will have a regular season champ this weekend. On the men's side, big-time matchup that could determine a spot in the conference tournament. San Jose State and Houston Baptist are tied for 6th place in the standings at 500. Now remember, only the top 6 teams qualified to the WAC tournament, so this one's important. Both teams are 3-3-1, with Houston Baptist coming off a loss and San Jose State coming off a tie. We'll see who can bounce back and possibly solidify a spot in the tournament. Heading on over to volleyball, 2nd and 3rd in the standings, Utah Valley travels to Bakersfield, California. Last time these two teams played, the Wolverines took the match in 4 sets at home, so we'll see what Bakersfield can do on its home court this time around. The Wolverines entered the match having won 4 straight matches and 7 of their last 8. UVU leads the conference in blocks and is 2nd in opponent hitting percentage. Bakersfield enters the weekend having won 3 straight matches and 5 of the last 6. The Runners, who won the WAC tournament last year, are looking to grab a couple more wins to get some momentum heading into tournament action. This is the first time that Utah Valley has ever hosted WAC cross-country championships, and both the men's team and the women's team were voted to take the title by the coaches this week. Talk about home field advantage. But there's a ton going on elsewhere in the WAC, so let's take a look at other key matchups. In women's soccer, New Mexico State travels to UTRGV. The Aggies looking to bounce back after dropping a match to UMKC last weekend, while the Vaqueros look to improve their 2-7 record. Also playing, Grand Canyon hosts Bakersfield. At 4th and 6th in the rankings, this might just be the match to watch. In men's soccer, number 15, Seattle U hosts Incarnate Word. The Redhawks will clinch the WAC regular season title with a win on Sunday, its 2nd in 3 years. Seattle U has the 2nd most wins among D1 men's soccer right now, behind number 1 Creighton. Another key matchup is UNLV at Air Force. Air Force is right on the cusp of breaking into the championship discussion. Grabbing a win over UNLV will definitely help its causes, but it will not be a walk in the park. UNLV is currently 3rd in the standings and coming off a double OT win against Utah Valley. We'll see if Air Force can put a stop to the Rebels' momentum. In volleyball, New Mexico State, 8-0 in conference play, travels to Chicago State. The Aggies are on a 10-game winning streak, and it doesn't look like they'll be slowing down anytime soon. Also, Seattle U takes on Bakersfield. At 3-4, this match looks to be pretty even. The Runners coming off a double win weekend, and the Redhawks winning their last 3 games. Should be a good one. We'll have cross-country coverage all weekend long, including interviews, updates, recaps, and a course preview, all on WACsports.com. But there's obviously a lot more going on in the WAC, so let's take a look at what you can watch live on the WAC Digital Network. Early in the weekend in volleyball, New Mexico State takes on UMKC and Seattle U at Bakersfield. In men's soccer, San Jose State travels to UTRGV and UMKC hosts UNLV. Later on in the weekend in women's soccer, that New Mexico State UTRGV game, Utah Valley Seattle U game, and Bakersfield Grand Canyon game, all live on the WAC Digital Network. Heading on over to men's soccer, 3 more games for you. Incarnate Word at Seattle U, UMKC hosting Grand Canyon, and Bakersfield travels to Edinburgh for UTRGV. Don't forget to log in for all your WAC cross-country coverage and updates. For more information, check us out at WACsports.com or follow us on Twitter and Facebook.